I have, I have both Steves here tonight. I have Ann with me. I have Jenny with me, and I'm Andy. Please stand for the pledge. Steve, would you lead the pledge, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Yes.
Were sent to us via email. Do I have any motions on those minutes?
The,
Mm-hmm. 3-2 and
right, why don't we do 3-2?
Yeah.
Do the first one? I'll move to accept those minutes. Actually, we have,
I'll second.
so I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. And the second set is,
16.
yes, 316.
I'll move those two also.
I'll second.
So I have a motion and a second on 316. Any further discussion? All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, so the next item we have on the agenda tonight is signature of the union contract. It has been approved. That one there. We don't have to make any motions. We just need to sign it.
You need to just, and it might be blues out, can
Yeah, keep going. There's some adjustments in that needs to happen. Well, some miscoding or misinterpretation.
What?
No, it's just looking at Ann's budget.
Oh.
Winter payroll ended up on the summer line. Yeah, yeah, that's,
Which might,
he was part of it. Thank you.
And on, our old union rep has moved on to a different position.
Okay.
So, the next item we have today is the ambulance contract with the town of Plymouth.
Yep.
Again, we just need to sign it. We've already approved it.
That's just the email. Yep, you're.
Anyway. The next thing on the agenda is Thompson Street, water, sewer and drainage.
You the man.
So, we have some funding available to us. I'll just kind of break down how the project is funded or how the project should be funded. So the water, it's a $6.2 million project. I'm sure you guys probably remember voting on it a few years ago. Out of the 6.2, then a few, 4.8 of that is water, 1.1 is sewer, and 320 of it is stormwater. So we were offered on the water side 50% principal forgiveness, which is a great offer. That this is through SRF, State Revolving Fund. Unfortunately, sewer and stormwater, those are two separate items when it comes to SRF. Those weren't initially funded, but now they were. But the issue is they're only funded at 5% principal forgiveness. So essentially you are covering 95% of the cost of the project.
The sewer side.
The sewer side. Say the drainage also is 5% principal forgiveness, but like I said, we weren't awarded any funds through rural development, Northern Borders, or any of the other state agencies we applied through. Funds are kind of drying up at this point. A lot of it is going to be loan. So like I said, getting 50% principal forgiveness on the water side's great. So something to consider when it comes to accepting the sewer funds, if we decide to, is the impact on the rates. If you were to take out a 20-year loan on this, like most of these projects are, at the current rates, it's roughly $80,000 just for the sewer a year for 20 years. And that essentially equates to a 32% increase to your sewer rates. So it's pretty significant. Our sewer rates are incredibly low, and we should be looking at a rate increase as it is. So my thought is you're not getting the best value for your dollar in this project for only getting 5% principal forgiveness. It is a project that needs to be done, whether that be right now. That's kind of what I'm looking for from you guys to kind of give us an indication of which direction you think we should go.
Can I ask a question? Okay, so you don't do this now. What's the impact?
So there is deviations to the pipe. It should be done.
Okay, first of all, humor me, what is it that you're doing?
You're replacing the sewer line that
Okay,
essentially runs from the monument to, I'm trying to think the best way to put it. Mike's old shop is up there. Kevin was up there now, but essentially it's replacing that section of pipe. So the good thing about this project is the area in which the sewer is in, the water main is going to be replaced. So it's not like you're doing them right next to each other where you have the equipment right there. The water is actually a little bit further up. So it's not like you couldn't do this later when.
okay, so it's not like you're digging the hole for the water but you're not gonna do the sewer, but if you're.
Yeah, like I said, the extent of the project for sewer is away from the water side. So like I said, it's not like it absolutely needs to be done. Like I said, we're a small department. We have limited amount of ratepayers.
Yeah.
I just don't think you're getting the best value for your dollar. Like I said.
So you reapply again in another year or two?
Yeah, so you could, like I said, you can always reapply, with kind of the notion that you probably need to re-engineer some of it, excluding the water. If you decide to do just the water, which I would highly recommend doing, there's going to be some expense put into engineering. I got an estimate is around $100,000. Like I said, you're getting 40% principal forgiveness, because in the state's eyes, this entire project with water, sewer, and drainage is one project. When you cut out pieces of it, they don't really like that. So they're going to make you re-engineer some of it. So
I have a question. What amount of engineering has been done on it?
it 100%. It's already been designed. So
And when was that done?
2015, I believe.
Okay.
Well, I think it went on to.
So I just wanted to confirm that was I remember we had done one
Yeah.
10, 12 years ago.
Yep.
So we're operating off of that?
Yep, and it was peer reviewed before we brought it to the last warrant in which it got
That's
passed.
Horizons Engineering, I think, that did it.
Did that also include, looking at the culverts?
Yeah,
along
the story, that's
the whole thing?
That's the story, yeah, they reviewed the entire thing, like I said, when it got voted on the last, I think, 2022, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken,
Yeah,
so.
so what is your recommendation?
I don't think you're getting the best value for your dollar, so I would do just the water at this point. Cause like I said, it's a fairly large increase for a relatively small department, unfortunately.
And it's small group.
600 customers.
Yeah.
What's the shelf life of what's the anticipated life of the existing sewer?
Well, I'll say, it is, vitrified clay, so typically that's 50 to 75 years, and you're probably at that now. Like I said, it would be great if you do this, if you look at the entire project as one project, you're getting great principal forgiveness because the water is taking up 50% of it. But if you break it down into sections, you're not getting as good of a value.
So if you did this at the same time as did water, would you get the 50%?
No, it's just on the water. So how
Okay.
SRF works is you apply for water, wastewater, and stormwater.
Okay.
So initially, we didn't even get funded for the other two, so it wasn't really an option, but they apparently found some money. I don't know.
But not a lot of money. Okay.
Yeah. A lot of loan, not a lot of forgiveness, so. And the other thing to consider too is, if you don't do this now, are the prices gonna increase down the road where you'll eventually have, it makes that difference up now, but like I said, are you getting the best value for your dollar? Does that limit you on other things you can do in the department too?
What are your thoughts, Ron?
You've only got 600 customers paying the bill for all of this. You're not putting any new customers on. You're not going to see more revenue. He's absolutely correct. You're going to see probably at least a 30% increase.
Which is,
And that's just to cover the cost of paying that note off.
Right.
We have other infrastructure needs that are going to add to it also. It's going to be doing his sewer lagoons.
Yeah, say we're in the process right now of a $4 million wastewater treatment plant upgrade. Say that we have tons of capital projects that need to be done. I
Right.
said you're kind of running on a limited budget, except receiving kind of offsets some of that. But you also got to remember too, we need to clean our lagoons out eventually. And the estimate we got for that was in the neighborhood of $4 to $5 million, and that needs to be done within the next 10 years. So these are a lot of projects. Like there's no easy solution to this, and anything we do, it would have been great to do 10 years ago, but here we are now. So
Hindsight's always 20/20.
And there's nothing preventing us from pursuing this next year or
nope.
whatever.
Say, like I said, you might need to do some re-engineering, and that might be something we look into. Like I said, our engineers seem to think that the funding this upcoming year will be a little bit better. So it's just you're taking a guess. I
Sure,
guess.
yeah,
Shot of
Yeah,
the
I
dice.
just
Yeah.
don't want to give anybody false hope.
right.
Were you gonna say something?
Yeah, Andy, this was originally, this project was $1.2 million. And we got it down in 2018, I think I got a quote from Jeremy Hiltz for $990,000. Cause we took out a few things, I met with him. This was never funded fully by the sewer department back then, the water and sewer department. The town was gonna take a portion of that hit back then, but it's gone up 600% since then.
Well, you also have to consider
But I mean-
Winona Road is what is included in this.
Right.
So like that's roughly I think, $1.25 million. So
But I don't
by
think
500%, not much better.
this time we put it all on water and sewer. The town wasn't taking into the debt for the drainage side, let's just say.
Yeah.
And the-
The drainage, Greg, can that be put off? Does
I
that
think it
need?
can be put off. I mean, we've actually replaced some of the culverts remember when we redid the water lines? The
Yeah.
800 feet of it? We actually had to do some of the drainage over anyway,
I think,
and we have, so they're brand new.
in talking with the engineers, though, part of the project is upgrading the stormwater drainage and
Right,
everything
right.
else too. So I don't think we can exclude it
No, you've
It's
got to,
part of the
Oh,
project.
yeah.
they did borings every 50 feet, if
Yeah.
you remember, and they determined the road condition in there is just saturated with water. The stormwater the road was never built on a good base. If you look through the plans, they've upgraded the road surface through that whole. And then the closed system down on the lower side of Thompson Street, it's all closed. So we don't even know the condition of those culverts, because they could be, I don't even,
Say some of the stuff.
It
we
could be
pulled
all
out
right.
of that project.
so I don't know the closed system.
There's-
like a
there's
small
photos
potato,
there.
It look, yeah, it's only this big, right?
What size is that truck in the back?
But I think that they could put it on over a year if you thought we could have them.
Is that gonna impact any paving that needs to be done for that?
No, I think in 2020, we put a Band-Aid on that road.
Yeah.
And we did a shim and overlay on it. And it was a 5-year fix. And we're at that 5-year fix.
Whether they took out or something.
We could do just the sewer section, right?
Yeah, you can pick or choose if you want, but it's saying,
Still get the 50%.
no,
Oh, you can't.
you only get 50% of
On
water.
the sewer, on the water, okay,
Yeah.
water.
Yeah, you can still do it.
So what are you saying? We should just do the water, right?
Yeah,
And then patch the road in and do the rest.
And that's what you recommend.
oh yeah, like I said, it's gonna be tough to do a rate increase anyway, we should be doing, but to add another 30% on top of it, like,
Yeah,
there's only so many customers and.
yeah.
We just did a rate increase on the water. We didn't do the sewer, correct?
Sewer.
But a lot of it's just.
When do you expect to be able to do that?
Okay, I'm waiting for electric to do theirs.
Those are a lot of the same customers, though, right?
Um, We have 600 water, so they're all gonna be electric customers too.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, we should be getting a rate study, I would hope soon from PLM
Okay,
on the electric. Just being real careful not to, overwhelm the
Right,
customers,
Yeah.
but get the most
yeah,
bang for our buck,
yeah.
you know?
so if we approve moving forward with just the water tonight, what's the turnaround time? When can we expect to see that moving?
So Winona is in bid right now. We get bids April 17th. That was expedited because that's a pure water project. And then we expect, Thompson Street to be on kind of a similar time next year. We had to wait a little bit longer because we have the sewer and the stormwater stuff we had to contend with.
You need to do Winona for the state wants to pave.
Yeah,
They held off on paving essentially from Brunt Ave to, the intersection by the fire station. If you've driven that road, you probably, it's pretty rough.
they need to do a little more than paving on that road.
So when would you be starting if we approve this?
Say on Thompson Street or Winona, like I said, it's two projects, so Winona is out to bid. We'll get that one will be done probably in the fall.
Okay.
And then kind of a similar time frame for Thompson Street next year, so probably spring bid,
Okay,
fall construction.
okay.
We-
I was gonna say.
Are we gonna be able to handle the 50%?
We've already looked at that.
Okay. Any further questions from the board? I'll accept a motion.
A motion to go forward with the water piece of it.
I'll second.
So I have a motion and a second to move forward with water only. Any further discussion? All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you, Andrew.
Next item on the agenda, to appoint David Rule as an alternate library trustee. And I have his paperwork here. We are supposed to be doing another person, but we don't have their paperwork yet.
Just one, David.
Yeah, I'll make a motion to approve, David Rule as an alternate library trustee.
A second?
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Right here.
Yeah.
Just need three.
Here's the link.
Next item on the agenda, we have Tim Peters for zoning board member for 3 years. And I'll make a motion to approve that.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is appointment of Kendall Hughes as a planning board member for a term of 3 years. I'll make a motion to approve.
Yes, I think.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. I saw that. Next item on the agenda is to approve John Harville to the planning board for 2 years. He is moving from a temporary position, an alternate position. He will be a primary member of the board. And I'll make that motion.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries.
You plug in the date range, it'll give you the percentage of the year you're at. And then you can look in each category and see where things landed and where you are, year to date expended and what percentage of the budget you've expended. So I thought it'd be good to do it quarterly.
Yes.
Obviously, Ian's seen a few things that need some adjustments. Some miscodings might have happened with labor, I think. But, overall, looks pretty good, like, general fund, we're at 16.66% at 25% of the year. Finance administration, 18.6%. Reevaluation of property, not much has happened there. Legal expenses is up.
I missed it.
What's that?
We gotta go back to an item.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, legal. That's up. We've got a little bit going on.
What's any anticipation relative, if we forecast it throughout?
Well, so in the first quarter, we've spent a fair amount on legal, but we've had some court hearings, so there was expenditures leading up to the hearings. So the longer we go without, waiting for decisions and everything, there's not much spent on legal, so as we go on, that number will decrease because it's time specific.
It's not a nice curve, it's just where it happens, so, yeah.
Yeah, there was kind of a peak in the first quarter now. Hopefully it's on the downward slide. Personnel administration, we're at 15.6%. Planning and zoning, they're doing good, 13.75%. Government and buildings, 13.38%. Insurance, we're at 97.04, but that's
The whole year.
for the whole year.
Yeah.
So as the quarters go by, that percentage will drop. That's where you got to look into, what hit in that quarter and if it's a one time or not. Public safety, police are doing good, 16.43%.
I have a question on the ambulance and get down there.
Let's see, ambulance. Yeah, that's part of the adjustments that has to happen. There hasn't been anything charged against the per diem salaries.
Because they haven't,
It's a due from that needs to happen. So it got miscoded and charged off to the fire department.
okay,
So that's
okay. So
gonna be corrected.
there is, I was wondering if, because also if, the per diem, we've got per diem, but then where does, we've been
We
talking
have-
about the ambulance contractors.
Yeah, we haven't got the first bill yet because the quarter just barely ended.
Okay.
So we should be getting that bill and then
Then it will be retro, it will put into the first
it'll be
quarter.
put against the first quarter. Yeah.
Do we have any idea what that is? Or? we just-
Not yet.
it just whatever shows up, the bill?
Well, actually, the chief will give me a report
Okay.
and, I'll know
What
because he
this is.
sees the same reports that they're charging us for, so. Yeah, so the fire department, they're at 23.95%. I expect that to drop down when they make the adjustment for the per diem wages against the ambulance.
Okay.
They're still within the 25%. Building inspection. I'm not charging my time off for that, so. Highway and streets, 19.41%. That's the administration portion. And then highway and streets is at 40.86. But you also see that the winter sands, winter maintenance,
Yeah.
that all hits pretty much in the first quarter.
Yeah.
So as we go through the summer, that percentage will drop and get in line. Or it should. Right, Craig?
That's right. So,
No pressure. Mechanic, we're in line there, 15.93%. Do you want me to rattle that off so the people that watch the video, or just you want the bottom line where we're at?
You might as well rattle it off so
Okay.
everybody knows.
Okay.
Mhm.
Solid waste, we're at 19.16. We're doing a good job down there.
Now, is that offset with any revenue that, or?
Well, the revenue, I think I included the revenue reports towards the end, I think.
Okay, so this is just expenses.
This
Okay.
is all just expenditures.
Okay, yep. All right.
Yeah. So what you would do is you would take the revenue report,
at the-
bottom line number,
and see what it is.
and
yeah.
put it against the expenditure. That'll give you the difference. Health administration, that's 22.85, so that's good.
Um,
Pest control, we didn't have any pests in the quarter. That's 0. Welfare administration, they're doing a good job there at 23.38. Parks and recreation, we have identified a few miscodings that we'll take care of. But that's at 11.19. Parks and rec beaches. That's part of the miscoding at 2.27. The beach hasn't been open this winter.
I was gonna say.
Parks and rec after school program, 17.3. So I expect that'll probably land when the changes are made, probably around 20. Because some of it's labor that was put against.
Mhm.
Parks and rec, Memorial Park, that's just the electric bill for Christmas lights and all that. Library, they're at 15.01. Patriotic purposes, 0. So bottom line, when you take into account all of the expenditures for the quarter, we landed at 19.98. That's including, like Craig's when they're saying, it's kind of, you look at it, it's like, oh my God, but overall, the town's doing good at 19.98. So the budget is $4,117,206, period to date expended, which is the next column. We've expended $822,736.64 for the first quarter.
You know, if that's about in line with what we are in past years at the end of the first quarter.
I didn't dig into that deep there.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
You have winter expenses, but then you have summer expenses, so.
Yeah. And then, so I also did include for the water fund, I'll just go to the bottom line on that. The water fund, revolving funds, Andrew's done a good job with that. He's at 15.47%. $408,365 budget. Period to date expended $63,190.83. Sewer fund is at 15.63%. That budget is $847,327. It's expended $132,464.97. Good job there. Electric. Everybody's just dying to know about electric. So the electric department has expended 10.56%. Their budget is $4,125,826. Period to date expended $435,632.50.
Just a quick question on, one of the lines on the, water.
Or the water. Back to it.
On the water system bond.
Yeah.
Is that, the total budget is 12,000, we've expended 12,000, is that?
Get that page. What line number is it?
981.
Water. No, you're on sewer.
Oh, sorry, yep. So,
I wasn't seeing that line.
water system bond.
Mhm.
Water system bond, budgeted 12,084, period to date expended. There must have been some I'd have to ask Morris on that. It went over by $602.83.
Yeah, just to
So
know
it
if that
may-
was like a one-time payment and now we're done, or,
It may have been a payoff.
okay.
There's a few of them, Ron, that we were talking about paying off, so that might have been one of them.
I think that's
Okay.
one of them, because we only budgeted $12,084.
Yeah.
There may have been some fees that weren't accounted for,
Well, okay, yeah. So
but
that's
it's nice
paying
to have a
off.
bond done.
Yes, exactly.
Uh, Revenues, without getting into too much detail. General. General fund revenues. We haven't built for taxes yet this year. That won't show up. Total revenue, so that's like registrations, dog licensing. Total revenue for the period is $198,352.18. Then revenue for the water. Obviously, I think we're not showing one billing period on this, but it's the report saying $70,211. And then sewer, $134,644.54. And then electric, period to date, $783,590.23. And I believe that is probably, we're always a month behind with that, so probably expect we're probably close to $1 million on the revenue on the electric.
A lot of those revenues compared to what we thought we would be at this point. Are they pretty much where we anticipated them to be?
Our collection rate is getting better because we're now enforcing
Yes.
a little bit better than collection policy. We will be scheduling a public hearing because in the water and sewer and electric tariffs, there is the provision that we could charge interest on outstanding overdue balances.
Mhm.
We're going to be holding a public hearing on that. We may be instituting that if you folks vote for that. We do have some people that have some large outstanding balances that we're trying to work through.
Mhm.
But if we're going to enforce when to pay, we should also enforce what the rest of the tariff says. There should be interest, 1.5% interest
Yep.
on overdue balances. So, but people are, according to the treasurer, people are getting a lot better.
Good.
And, yeah, so like,
Are you setting
I
them
don't
off?
see campground on here.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. What's that?
I don't see the campground on here.
Yeah, that's still stuff being entered in.
So they just didn't.
Well, that would be in the trial balance because that goes into a different account. That's a whole different report. Have they?
Because didn't we pull that out?
What's that?
Didn't we pull
Not
it
all
out?
of it.
No, not all of it. 12% goes out.
Right, so shouldn't the other be in here?
What's that?
Shouldn't part of it be in here?
I don't know how she's got that set up, to be quite honest. I know I find it on the trial balance.
I think it has been in the past on here.
Oh, fun revenue. I'll have to get you that number.
Okay.
Well, I think it's under revolving funds, maybe.
It's really all fun.
Question. Somewhere. Sure, it's not on the revenue report for the general fund.
I don't see it. Anybody else see it anywhere?
Yeah, see. Program,
Campground.
not little programs. Yeah.
Well, it's got the boosted club.
Mhm.
I do see about $30,000 receipts for the recycling facility
All right.
between the three categories.
Oh, where'd you hide it, Ann? Building permits, dog. Wood block grant. Police. Huh,
They're special.
It's truthfully in the,
yeah, I'll have to find it. I'll get with Marissa tomorrow. I know the money's there.
mhm. Yeah, cause I got receipts for all of it.
No, I've seen it, but I think it's. Yeah. Playground equipment. Club deposit. Well, I can hide it, it's just not showing itself.
It's probably under 3401, income from departments. That should be broken out.
It doesn't have in the department.
Yeah,
Hmm.
That's not, my department's not in there.
why is that, Ann? What'd you do with it?
I don't do this part.
No,
No, it's probably not supposed to be in there, but I got a feeling that's where it is.
I'll find it and I'll get it to you tomorrow.
Okay. None of those amounts look right.
On which,
The income from departments.
all I did is print off what you gave me.
No, I know, but I'm just saying. That I don't think it's under there because those amounts don't look right.
None of the other departments taking as much money as you do. I'm sure it's there, we just don't know where to look for it.
Right.
Melissa probably knows exactly where it is.
Yeah, I'm sure she does. There's no doubt in my mind.
Well, this is a good exercise.
Well, I think y'all ought to stay up to date with where we're at
Yeah, it's good.
and the taxpayer, you know,
Yes.
we need to know that we're,
Watching it.
yeah, watching it and keeping track of it. Money isn't easy to come by, so when we gotta our best with what we're given.
Okay, any further questions? Okay, we need to move back a step. The appointment of Timothy Peters was also supposed to be, to appoint him as the LRPC
Rep. Yeah.
rep.
Yeah.
And I totally missed that part. I'll make the motion to appoint him as the LRPC rep.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, do we have any old business? Under selectmen items, we have two. We have,
What, wait a minute, on the agenda.
You wanna do that one too?
I was gonna do that under selectmen items.
Okay, all right.
But on the agenda, we also have the ambulance contract. What are we doing?
You signed
already
that
done
first.
That first.
Okay, we did that
Yeah.
first. All right. I got
No,
it.
We
Yeah.
went out of order a little bit.
You're right, you're right. Okay.
I have a tendency.
Sorry.
So, let's do the LW Packard build first. Ron, could you explain this to us, please?
Yeah, so this actually meeting happened today. Yeah, we had a meeting with Lake Region Planning Commission and a couple other people on there. Andrew sat in on it with me also. So they have grant monies for doing the studies, the first phase and second phase assessments of brownfields, and we're kind of high on their priority list for our brownfields. You know, one is another development, but focused on our LW Packard Mill that we own. So this could serve two purposes. It's all free money. They'll update the second phase assessment. There are going to be grants coming available for cleaning up and removing hazardous buildings and whatever. But the reason why I say this will serve two purposes, Andrew currently has a problem with infiltration from that building into the sewer system. So this could kill two birds with one stone here. And it's not going to cost us any money, maybe a little staff labor to oversee and whatever. But if we could get a motion from the board to proceed with a grant application, work with LRPC to get the second phase and apply for the grant and everything. It's not going to cost us other than a little bit of our time. Right, Andrew?
Correct.
And you have the time, right?
No, we'll make
I
time.
got tons of
Oh, yeah,
time.
yeah.
So I'll make a motion to apply for a grant with the help of LRPC. For Brownsfield's assessment of the Hill Street Mill building.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
But it will be Novus doing it again.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
So they've got it half done already.
Well, they've
You're gonna start.
got a roadmap. They know where.
Right.
Familiar with it.
Yeah.
Okay, the next selectment items that is listed, public comment. At our last meeting, we allowed public comment. And we need to nail that down. What kind of a time period are we gonna give? Who's gonna be allowed to speak? Is anybody that walks in the room allowed to speak? How are we going to nail that down?
My experience in another political subdivision, is, there was a time limit, I think it was 3 minutes, but they didn't shut them right off though. They weren't like, your 3 minutes should shut off, but they'd say, you gotta get done, kind of thing. They were, people had to state their name. They didn't necessarily have to live in town. They were not allowed to address individual members. Specifically, they were talking to the chair. If they got belligerent or obscene or whatever, they were immediately shut down. There wasn't any tolerance for anything like that. Everything had to be civil,
Keep it respectful.
respectful. And actually my experience is in what sometimes would happen if, and this is just what they did, if there was like sometimes you get a resident who's having an issue, like a sewer issue or whatever. And sometimes they would go to the board and it might be the first time that the superintendent or whatever had heard of this, whatever. So frequently if somebody was there, they would go talk to the person if they could, not necessarily the board, but if there was somebody here, they could try to solve the problem.
Yeah, and if the question comes up that can get an immediate answer,
Yeah,
we give
right.
an immediate answer, and if it's something we can't get an immediate answer to,
We could try to.
we would get back to that person.
Right, but I thought it was, people would, and sometimes there would be almost nobody there. They did it, this was in Manchester, they did it before the meeting started at 7, it was like, they had a half an hour for that. Sometimes if there was an issue, there would be a lot of people, but the meetings would still always, they would suspend the public comments, start the meeting, and then go back to the public kind of stuff, so they would, because the meetings, if our meetings are scheduled to start at 7, they have to start at 7.
Mhm.
But because they did it, the public session first, every once in a while, not often, you get a public session that went beyond the half hour that had been allotted. So what they would do when the 7 o'clock time period came, they would suspend that meeting. They would open the board meeting and take the roll call. Then they would suspend that and go back and finish the public session. It's just figuring out all of the.
But if I understood you right, does that mean that they wouldn't be able to ask questions after the meeting on any subjects that might have come up that
Who's they?
if there's somebody in the
The
public
public.
that had a question
Yes,
like now,
Right.
after we've gone through our stuff,
right.
and they wanted to ask it, would they?
Well, as part of a formal process in this one, no, they didn't have that opportunity. They could always go, I mean, they were always available to be talked about, but it was not part of the permanent record, kind of thing. Right, but that's because they did the questions before the meeting. We can always do questions after the meeting, we can decide, this is what was done where I was
What you
before.
described sounds reasonable to me. I would just say doing it at the end so that,
People could have more
Yeah.
questions, yeah. But and it worked well, and the public would come out, and sometimes there would be a lot of public if it was something that they were concerned about. And sometimes it was nobody.
and to your point, if the chair would have the ability to control that as.
Right, but they would, but and there were 3 minutes, because sometimes there'd be a lot of people, so you had to get to the point.
Right.
But they wouldn't, like I said, they were kind of like, you're at 3 minutes, so
Yep.
to wrap it up, you got like 10-15 seconds to wrap this up.
Yep.
And sometimes the mayor would look at the department head, or it's like, could you go talk to them, just kind of.
Yeah.
Just because it's really trying to serve the people,
Right.
which is what we're here for. And sometimes people have frustrations that you're not aware of.
We,
So I recommend it.
Anybody else? I think sounds reasonable.
Do you want to do it after, before?
I think the end of the meeting is the way to go. That way, if something happens during the meeting, you can discuss it right then. Do we want to think about this again, or do we want to just move on it? You ready?
Sure.
Okay, so I'll accept a motion.
I'll move that we allow to have public session, what do we want to call it?
Public comment.
Public comment.
Public comment. Okay,
At the end of the meeting.
At the end of the meeting.
at the end of the meeting. Okay, any further discussion? I have a motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. And you have something?
Yeah, I just wanted to let people know how things are going with, the campground, because last year, the board that we had last year voted to put up a cabin type
Camping cabin.
camping cabin on site 1 and have that be able to be rented by people for weekends or weeks or whatever, just so that we can get people to be able to, the other ones stay there for quite a while.
Yeah.
So this kind of will get people to be able to use it more. So, I've been looking into that and getting estimates and all that stuff and talking to AARA. And they have made it so that we can get that and start pretty soon. They have, we've talked to Beltrate, they gave us a deal for what we need, the supplies, and we're going to have, Craig's guys, some of his guys can build the frame stuff and we'll get electricians and stuff needed for that.
What's the anticipated size and cost?
12 by 26, well,
12 by 28. That's the inside. This is kind of the outside. It's gonna look more like wood type,
Yeah.
log
you know,
cabin
log
style.
cabin.
Yeah.
So are we building it or are we buying it? And-
We're building it in-house.
Yeah.
Oh,
Craig's team's doing it.
But they're gonna have facilities inside.
It has, it has bathroom, small, you know, small bathroom, small shower.
Oh, okay, so it's got a.
RV style.
Yeah,
Okay, all right.
yeah, I mean, it's like we figured like the couch thing can pull out, so you have more sleeping for people and,
Okay.
um, and it was, what was it? It was just under 10,000.
And we have that and how's that?
AARA is
Okay.
going to just give the money to them,
Okay.
so it doesn't have to go
They're
through
donating
us.
it.
They're donating.
So once this is completed and we have the final tally, we'll hold a public hearing to accept the
Nice.
gift.
Nice.
Sounds good. Are there any unusual insurance ramifications or it just falls into the same?
We just put it on the schedule of exposure.
Yep.
And
Okay.
we've talked, Ron and I have talked about, you know, how we want to get it out there so people can see it and rent it.
Yeah.
And he was talking about Airbnb
and
because
VRBO,
they will do everything.
they take care of the
we-
room and meals tax
Oh,
and the
okay.
advertising and
And then we're in charge of cleaning it and stuff in between and
When do you think it'll be? If we approve this time, when do you think it'll be there, up and ready to be rented?
probably not May 1st, but
This season?
yes, that's the hope.
Any idea on the anticipated income if it was rented through the
I
season?
think you ran some numbers
Yeah.
on it.
Wasn't it like 30 or something?
Can't remember what you had projected.
Yeah, it's like 30,000.
Oh, good.
And that's only like half the time,
Yeah, great.
you know?
Yep.
I mean, of course, if we go through the Airbnb, they do the prices and everything and stuff
Yeah.
like that,
Yep.
so.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Do we need to vote on anything? Or is it just?
No, not this time, because you already voted to do it.
Yeah, it's just giving you some information on where we're going and that
That's good.
AARA has helped out immensely with that.
Okay, do we have any more selectmen items?
I just wanted a couple of quick updates on a couple of things. One is in regards to the EDC, we're gonna start the meetings again with the next one being the 15th. We're one person shy. So I'm gonna try to find a Ashland business owner if possible to fill in that 7th slot. And hope to present that to the board here at our next meeting. And we will, run the EDC kind of the way it was, but we'll be expanding it to try to get some of the local businesses more involved. We're gonna try to invite maybe the business community to a meeting to kind of get their feedback on what they think of the town and how they think we deal with businesses and if there's any suggestions that they have. And we'll prioritize some of the things that we think need to be done. And then on a monthly basis, I'll provide a recap to the board as to what things are on the agenda, what things are in process, what things we're thinking about, and get the board's okay to move forward on any of those. That sound reasonable?
Mhm.
And then on the CIP piece, Capital Improvements Program Committee, we had one of those, I think it was started in like 2012. And it looks like it ran up until about 2016, 2017, and then then it looked
It
like it
disappeared.
had disappeared. And we want to resurrect that. That's a critical thing. I think everyone here knows what that is, but for anyone that doesn't, Capital Improvements Program Committee is basically designed to identify what the long-term expenses are going to be, the major expenses that are going to be coming up over the next 6 to 10 years, and put together a spreadsheet that each of the department heads get involved in providing the information so that we can look at a 10-year time frame and kind of see where we're going. And it's kind of a collaboration between the town and the master plan, which plays into the capital reserves, the economic development. So it's kind of like a collaborative effort of all of the different groups getting together and kind of helping to identify the long-term expenses that we know we're going to have or are listed in the master plan as things that we want to pursue over the next 10 years. So talk to Ron about it, talk to Andy about it. Looks like we're going to have a 5-person board that would include Ron as a town manager, Marissa, myself. We'll talk to Kendall about getting a planning board person involved. And Dave Toth, who is right here, is always obviously very involved in that previously, and he did a lot of the architecture for the template that we were using. So he's volunteered to be part of that. So I'll be putting all of that together and providing the names at the next meeting to give you a chance to I'll provide that before the next meeting so you can take a look at it.
Sounds good. Do we have anything else?
I have one question. Is it possible to at some future meeting, maybe get somebody from the company that does the assessment of the properties in Ashland to kind of give us an overview of how they conduct that and what the process and parameters are so that we have a better understanding of that whole process? Or unless that already exists somewhere and I can just go and look at it.
Yeah, Cindy's
Actually-
done that before.
Yeah.
And it's probably about time to do it again.
That plus what's on the Hampshire Municipal,
Right.
understanding, assessing. I
Right.
think there's actually a course on there or PowerPoint that you can access also.
Yep, and I will do that
Yeah.
just so that I get a sense of what should it be, how does what we're doing compare to that? And
Right.
we all have an understanding.
Because we're due for the next assessment in 28. So
Okay.
that's just around the corner.
Yeah, it is just around the corner.
So
Yeah.
it would be good for people to understand that because the way things are going, assessments are going up.
Yep.
So it's just good information, and then people know all the ins and outs and what to expect.
Yep.
Yeah, I can ask Cindy. I was just on the phone with her today. So
Me too.
yeah,
Great.
I'll see if she'll be willing to come to a meeting.
Great.
We should advertise that well in advance so
Yes.
people have
Yes.
to zoom in or whatever.
Agreed. Yep.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people don't understand how that works.
Mm. Yeah, it'd either be Cindy. I don't know if there's someone else in her office that might be willing to do it too. I'll find out.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you.
Anything else, folks? Do we have any public comment tonight? Okay, we have a non-public session tonight under RSA 91-A semicolon 3 C and E. C is reputation and E is legal. Thank you for coming, folks.